Hey Scrappy friends, it's Audrey. Welcome to day 6 of Tis the Season 12 Days of Holiday Scrappin' videos. Again, I am joined by Virginia and Lori, so please go check out their channels below and other guest designers as well. So I'm going to call this page whatever I can find in the bottom of my Christmas stash bin. Because that's literally what I did. Is I went to my huge bin of Christmas stuff and I dug through it and I'm looking at all the stuff I have and I'm like, am I going to use this stuff? Am I going to use this? I hardly ever use ribbon. I haven't used these brads ever. There are a couple other things I've had forever and I'm just like, I don't ever use these. So you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to try to use this stuff up. So I have taken a whole bunch of washi tape and a whole bunch of these ribbons. And these ribbons came in some Christmas collection packs. This it is a washi tape, this Christmas tree washi tape. I think I got it in the dollar bin at Target. Anyway, all this stuff sitting in the bottom of my bin. I had a vision in mind that, like when you have packages that are wrapped, that they have just lots of different pretty ribbons and that you can take the ribbon and make little bows. So I'm going to focus on really just this ribbon and then making some bows. So the background paper is also something I just pulled out from my stash that I've had forever. I bought years and years and years ago. I remember exactly when I bought this piece of paper. Isn't that weird? At a scrapbook convention, and it was a scrapbook convention I went to in Canada. I went to a Crop and Create. Gosh, that was a couple years ago. And anyway, I bought this there. It is like a silver chevron paper. It's a Teresa Collins paper. So it has gold, or I keep saying gold, silver glitter on it. So it's going to make things kind of tricky to stick to. But I'm going to attempt it. So it's a nice background pattern. It's fun. And the page I'm doing is about our elves who come and visit every year and the little tricks and things they do. So I printed out a couple photos of our elves doing some fun things. And I've got to tell you that the elves can sometimes be a little pain in the butt, but the elves are definitely one of my children's favorite Christmas traditions. They get so excited when the elves come. Even my daughter, who's 11, still gets excited about the elves. She left me a note on my door the night of December 1st, because our elves come December 1st, saying, "Mommy, I can't wait, the elves are coming tomorrow. I hope you have a good night. I can't wait to see the elves with you in the morning." So it was really cute. So they love the elves, and so it's worth it. Okay, so I have lined up some strips, and my plan here is to kind of do a big cluster of strips on the left, just a couple on the right, and then kind of use the middle for like a title or journaling or whatever I'm going to put in there. I'm not sure at this point. And I have put each elf picture over a particular piece of ribbon that I want it to be like the focal ribbon for that picture. And I'm going to kind of mix up their placement here. And then I'm just putting each picture on a piece of pattern paper to kind of make a mat. And I showed you there a package of crepe paper collection. I can't even remember what it's called, but it's really old. I mean, I'm going to say like 2008, 2009 old. So yeah, that's pretty old. So here's another bottom of the barrel embellishment, Christmas embellishment. These little like round bits with the buttons are from Little Yellow Bicycle, and I only have these 4 pieces left. And then also these holly leaves are from an old Dear Lizzie collection. I have a couple of those. I'm not going to use them all, but those ones are actually really pretty. Well, I like the green ones better because it's a mixture of felt and glitter. The silver ones are a little, well, they're very sparkly, let's just say. So I was trying to make it work with these circles and these holly leaves. So I kind of pushed this stuff around a little bit. I'm not exactly sure. This is all right, but I'm not sure I'm digging the circles, and so I'm just kind of stuck here. So I actually step away, and then I come back the next day, and I decided to play around with this a little bit more. So I am going to add another piece of this Christmas tree washi strip on the other side, because I had taken a picture of when the last segment just ended. I took a picture of the layout as I had it there, and I looked at it for a little bit, and I'm like, gosh, there's so much green glitter on the left, or I'm sorry, on the right. I needed to balance it out. So then my other plan was to make little bows with some of these ribbons. So I am going to take a couple pieces of this ribbon. And I showed you there the, what did I show you? That, oh yeah, that polka dot ribbon. And I just kind of folded it over into a bow shape, and then I stapled it. And then I wrapped the piece around the center, and then I'm going to kind of just make some two mock little strands hanging off here, and I'm just sticking some glue dots on. And then I made a little bow. And I love how that looks. So cute. And then it just, I think it brings it to life a little bit. I wanted them to kind of, the reason I printed these in squares, I wanted them to kind of look like packages, like entwined in the ribbon. And I would rather have had the bow on top of each square, so on top of the package, but it kind of overlapped the photos. So I guess I had to stick with the bow on the bottom, but it's fine. So this is the striped ribbon, and I'm doing the same thing here. I'm not going to show you all of them. So what I decided to do is I added an extra layer of ribbon to make the bow a little bit bigger for each of these. So I kind of just took a little piece of the ribbon and made like a little, I don't know how to explain it, but well, you can see the top pieces of all the ribbon are like folded over a little bit, so and overlapped. So it just gave the ribbon a little bit more bulk. And I did that with 4 different ribbons, well, except for the what do you call it? The rickrack, the velvet rickrack. That was really thick ribbon, so I didn't add an extra layer of little loops there. I just left that one with one bow. So this title, this Merry and Bright piece, is an acrylic piece that came from Fancy Pants. I got that in a kit years ago too. I kind of wish our elves were named Merry and Bright. That would be perfect. Our elves' names are Chris and Nick, obviously after different names for Santa Claus. But that title looks just really pretty. I love the red, and I just love the script in there, and I think it fits right and perfectly with those in between the ribbons. And so I'm going to leave that there. And I made a little cluster with those silver holly leaves, and I added a couple just hand-cut green leaves behind them. I didn't show you that process because it was kind of a quick thought while I wasn't taping. But I thought I needed a little bit more green there in the middle with the title being Merry and Bright in red, and then the silver leaves with the red ribbon. It just needed a little bit more green. And then that ornament that I'm going to use for my journaling spot, that came from that old crepe paper collection. I had a little trouble there getting those Christmas trees down and off the sticker sheet because they were tearing a little bit as I was doing that. And I know you cannot tell this from this video, but in between some of the trees, like the shape doesn't cut out all the way, so there was some pieces that weren't like punched out in between the trees. So that was driving me nuts, and I was trying to pull them out, but it didn't work. You'll probably see it in the close-ups at the end. And then I realized I didn't cut the barcode strip off the bottom, and I had been laying everything out on the page, and so I kind of trimmed it halfway, and I'm kind of trimming it as I go. So I'm going to line up these ribbons. I just secured the ones on the right with just some clear regular Scotch tape on the back. And then I'm going to do the same thing with these ones here. Although these bigger ribbons, I thought, you know what, I'll just use my tape runner, and that worked totally fine. So actually that it made them lay really nice. And then they stuck pretty well too. And I was worried about sticking things to that glitter background. It was kind of hard to line things up on this page because the chevrons were just kind of like, the chevron glitter silver part in the background was kind of like making my eyes bug out. And I was trying to line them up perfectly because, you know, if you watch me often, you know that I really just eyeball things. I don't really ever measure, or I rarely use my ruler or my trimmer. But anyway, so I think they're a tiny bit crooked, but it's fine, whatever. Yeah, you can definitely see that those 2 green ones there on the left are a tiny bit crooked. But it's again, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I also just went back and secured my washi tape down a little bit too. So I just ran my tape runner on the back and then folded all the little ends over, and then I covered it with a piece of Scotch tape so that the sticky tape runner tape wasn't showing. Voila! So I like how this looks a lot, and I'm glad that I am using up this ribbon and washi tape. So I'm going to just stress these photos a little bit, and then I'm going to hop over to my sewing machine, and I stitched down that silver ribbon there, the one right off the center ribbon, one to the left of the center ribbon, and then I stitched, it's very difficult to see, you'll see it in the close-ups, I stitched over the twine with a zigzag stitch in just a couple areas. So I put a piece of twine on each side of the page, and then I stitched some zigzag over there, which I thought added some nice texture. And I'm going to put some foam on the back of my photos, both liquid glue and my tape runner. Okay, those are sticking pretty good too. And then the time for the bows, I'm going to use these big, ginormous glue dots. These are 3D glue dots that kind of allow it to pop off the page a little bit. This bow was giving me a little trouble. The glue dots I had been using were not sticking very well, so I'm going to staple it. I think the bows just really, really make it. And I had considered like using different bows for different ribbons in the background, but I'm glad I used the same ribbon on the same background ribbon. I didn't mention, by the way, the one all the way to the right, that's actually washi tape, the little like red poinsettia flowers. And I just put the washi tape on some plain white printer paper and then folded the paper over. So it was like I was using pattern paper to make that bow all the way over on the right. Okay, so those circles are cute. I'm fine with those now. I'm glad I'm using them up. I'm gonna line this stuff back up in the middle. And this acrylic piece I'm just gonna cover with some liquid glue. And that glues down nicely. I'm gonna put something heavy on that, I think. Yeah, put that punch on it just to kind of give it some weight as the glue dries. I will pop this journaling piece off the page as well and put my holly there. So I wanted the title to be more than just merry and bright. So I did go back through and I added the words elf shenanigans. And then I did a few green splatters of paint, which you can see here and there. Oh, there you can see the zigzag stitch over the twine, which I love. So yeah, some splatters, my journaling, these cute little bows. I really love how this came out. I'm so glad I used this ribbon up. So glad I used some of my embellishments up and I can make my load a little bit lighter. And there you can see all those fun layers. It feels great to use stash. And I love when a page comes out the way you had envisioned it. And this page really did come out the way I had planned in my head. Thank you so much for watching. Stay scrappy. Happy holidays. Please go sure to check out the other designers' pages today too. All right, see you soon.